Hey everyone, Gabriel here from Sky Skilling, and today we'll be discussing living benefits. So we've been running ads for living benefits for about a year and a half now, 2 years for a lot of our clients, and it has consistently outperformed a lot of the marketing campaigns we've been running for other clients. And the reason for that is because it is very unsaturated compared to other marketing strategies. Okay, so today I want to discuss why living benefits are blowing up in Canada and how potentially, and how other advisors are getting clients for it. Okay, so the opportunity here is very simple. There are millions of self employed Canadians that have zero income protection. And if you think about it, there are more self employed people than there has ever been. Everyone now wants to be their own boss. Everyone now doesn't want to work for someone else. And there are brand new self employed people by the day, thousands, okay, in Canada. And what do all these self employed people have in common? Well, it's one thing. They don't have a stable income, right? So if they can't work, they get sick, injured, something happens to them, they're screwed, right? Their income goes to zero overnight. And so, although living benefits is a great product for everyone, right? Even if you have a normal 9 to 5 day job, um, self-employed Canadians just it hits a bit harder for those people, especially when it comes to the marketing, because there's a real pain point there, which is income is your biggest asset. If you can't work, it disappears. So the reason we target self-employed people in our marketing is that you don't have to target self-employed people if you're going to run your own ads for living benefits. But I would highly suggest at least trying to target an audience that would understand the product or would need it a bit more than most people. Okay, so no sick days, no group benefits, no safety net, right? So when I say living benefits, I mean critical illness, disability, and accident coverage. And it also is one of the fastest growing segments in Canadian insurance in 2026. And I think all time, not just 2026. Like I was just saying, there's more self employed people than there has ever been. And that's not stopping anytime soon. There's more employers by the day, more self employed people by the day. And what that means is that living benefits is only going to exponentially become more popular from here on out. Okay, so real client results. So this is something I did want to showcase. So obviously we've been running ads for living benefits for a lot of our clients for years now. However, two brand new of our clients within their first 2 to 3 weeks of launching for a living benefits campaign were able to both make a commission of around $4,500. Again, in only a few weeks. So it's not a super lengthy sales process. It's something that goes, and actually happens pretty quickly. The underwriting is not super long as well. So it's one of those products where, and the thing about living benefits is it's a great conversation starter. So again, when I say we're running ads for living benefits, and I hear this all the time. People say, well, critical illness and disability insurance does not have the best commissions. Okay, that's true. However, um, that's the way we get people in the door, right? So once you're sitting down with someone that's a contractor, for example, and needs living benefits, needs critical illness coverage, that does not stop you from, once that's done, sealed, closed, to open up a different conversation about whole life, the kids, do they have school savings? Do you have RSPs? Do you have TFSAs? Yes, living benefits is the entry point, and I think it's a great conversation starter. However, that does not just mean you're only going to be selling living benefits if that's what we do for your marketing, right? So commissioner for both these clients, $4,500 each, which is something I did want to highlight in this video just to show that you can actually get results pretty quickly with these types of campaigns. The source of our leads, Facebook and Instagram. So for everyone that's saying you can't get good leads off Facebook and Instagram, it's probably because your marketing is not good. So I think in every marketing tactics you're using or funnels or um, if you have bad marketing, you'll get bad leads. If you have good marketing, you'll get bad leads and good leads. Okay, so you can't get just good leads all the time. It's impossible. However, if you have good marketing, you will definitely get good leads as well. And time to first deal was under 3 weeks, which is very good. All right, $4,500 in 3 weeks covers the whole Sky Scaling program for the first 2 months and more. So the campaign data. So these are campaigns I wanted to showcase. I took only the results from 8 because I wanted this to fit in the PDF. But so these are different self-employed campaigns for living benefits that we're running in different provinces. There's one in BC, Ontario, Alberta. I did blur these out because we had the names of the advisors on these, but these are across Canada, nationwide. You see these This is the result for all 8 campaigns over the last 30 days. Again, we're running much more than 8 campaigns. I just want to showcase these specific ones because they're in different provinces, and I think this gives a good idea of what your cost per lead and the number of leads you could actually get from this would be. Right, 30 days, $5,200 spent for all these campaigns, not per campaign, right? For everyone. Yeah, there we go. And we've been able to generate 169 leads at a cost per lead on average of $30. So top campaigns are getting leads for 19 to 22 per qualified lead. And when I say per qualified lead, again, keep in mind, we're already targeting self-employed people. So most of the qualification is done through our targeting because let's be real, most self-employed people probably have their stuff together, right? So if you're self-employed, it does already sort of qualify you as a potential buyer. And so Facebook and Instagram ads targeting self-employed people in the advisors province. Now, even if you're nationwide licensed, I would strongly recommend going and targeting people in your province. Why? Because if you're in Ontario and you're sitting down with someone in BC, it's hard to get someone to buy a product when you're 2 or 3 provinces away. Okay. That's from my experience. You don't have to take my word for it. You can try it out for yourself and see how it goes. But I do think like there's enough people in your province, I'm sure, for you to have a successful business. There's no point in getting a license in 10 different provinces. I know it sounds counterintuitive because a lot of people want to expand their business, but just think about this. There's construction companies in your local town that are making millions of dollars. You don't need to have clients in, at the end of other end of Canada. That's from my experience. Again, don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself. But I would recommend if you're doing marketing, stick to your province and go a bit more specific. You'll see the conversion is going to go way up. Leads fill out a qualification process. So when I say 169 leads, what's a lead, right? So a lead is someone that fills out a form, puts in their personal information, and actually submits that. So usually on the form, we'll ask 4 to 6 questions. So in this case, we're asking if they're self-employed, if they already have something in place, if they want to see what it would cost, and if they qualify. We ask how much income they have aside so they can actually, how much time they would actually have money aside to pay for, their family's mortgage expenses. You get the idea, right? So that gives you an idea of the urgency of how important that could be for the prospect as well. And there's a few more questions as well. So qualified leads can then book directly in your calendar. So the way our system works, when someone fills out a form, they can click on a button, they get redirected to your calendar page where they can then go ahead and book a meeting themselves. If they don't book a meeting, you have an AI assistant that will follow up and handles outreach automatically. So no leads slip through. If they don't book, AI reaches out. You can always call them yourself, try to book them in for a conversation. And so what you would be doing is showing up to a 15-minute call with someone who already wants to talk. So when someone books a meeting, we book them in for a 15-minute phone call. It's a discovery call. You see what their needs are. If it's a fit, you can book them in for a virtual meeting, which is where potentially the close would happen. And so that's the way our system works. So when people book a meeting with you, it's a 15-minute phone call, which I think is great, again, to break the ice and just start the process. So the messaging that converts. So if you are going to be running your own ads, or if you work with Sky Scaling, this is the exact sort of messaging that we use in these ads. So the value proposition or the problem is, if you got sick tomorrow, it could have worked, what would happen to your income, right? So we use the income as sort of the starting point. So we don't say living benefits, we say critical illness, disability, and accident coverage, because living benefits is a lingo that we use in the insurance business. I'm not licensed, but obviously we work with a lot of insurance agents. So I eat, sleep, and everything else insurance, right? So, but living benefits is not a term most people know. So we try to, stay and stick to the actual terms most people would use, so they understand the products, because living benefits to someone that doesn't know what it is nothing, right? So we also frame it as income protection, not insurance. Another way to sort of differentiate yourself a bit. And province-specific targeting equals higher relevance, just converts more, and lower cost per lead. So that's what we do. Again, just kind of framing it as your income is your biggest asset. If something happens, it's especially with the cost of living nowadays, it's not too complicated to make people understand. Like, if you can't work, things can go pretty bad quickly, right? So that's what I wanted to cover here today. If you're an insurance agent in Canada and you want to try this out for yourself, you want to see if it could be a fit for your business, all you have to do is go to skyscaling.com/contact, book a quick meeting with our team, and from there we'll see if it's a fit, if it's a match, and if so, again, same process. We'll book a virtual meeting and we'll show you exactly what it entails to work with us. So If you don't want, if you want to do this for yourself, don't want to work with Sky Skilling, that's completely fine. I would strongly suggest doing living benefits as one of your marketing approaches. I think it's great, and it definitely gets leads that are a bit different from what most insurance are doing. Right, most insurance agents are still doing the normal, life insurance for parents stuff. And although that can work, I think living benefits has a much bigger potential, especially in the near future. So that's what I wanted to cover here today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to our team. It's been Gabriel from Sky Scaling. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Bye bye.